We're now going to move on to a presentation on trading, buying and selling of cryptocurrencies. And it is very important that if people are to trade cryptocurrencies, that it can be done in a low-cost, efficient way, and that the enterprise doing it can cope with both the volume and velocity of transactions. And so to shed some light on this, I think Oxana Mateciuc from 2CC, or otherwise known as 2-Click Crypto, will come up and talk to us about that. So thank you very much. Thank you.
We're very excited to be here. And what a lineup of great speakers we've already had. As well as, we're very excited to be part of such a great opportunity. Blockchain, something that we believe will change the world and create a new economy, a better economy for everyone. Back in 2016, we became interested in trading cryptocurrencies. And as many of you here perhaps, we attended a workshop. And this one was very interesting. It was by the seaside, in a basement of a pub. There were about 3 or 4 people at this event. And I remember vividly how the speaker was very nervous because his projector didn't work. So he gathered us around his laptop and gave us this presentation. It was a DAS presentation. At first, I was very skeptical. But as he continued talking about DAS coin, the blockchain, and the DAS team, we became very curious. A couple of weeks later, we attended another DAS event where we met Blair Baker. He gave us an insight into the future of DAS and talked about the plans of having the DAS available onto the public exchanges. As traders, we became very interested. So to make a long story short, we ended up buying the DAS president license. And I'm glad we did, because here we are today, one day away from being launched onto the public exchange, the DAS coin. So let me introduce ourselves and what is 2CC all about. With Anil and Arran, we co-founded 2CC. And we are a team of professional traders. We have 30 years of experience in between us. We're trading and developing algorithms for futures, foreign exchange, and cryptocurrencies. About 8 years ago, when I wanted to learn how to trade properly, I struggled at first, and I realized trading is really tough. When I met Anil, who was a professional trader at that time, he showed me how simple trading can be with the help of algorithms. So a few years ago, we formed a company, trade education company, and since then we trained thousands of people how to trade profitably using algorithms. 2CC stands for 2-Click Crypto. Our vision is to make these professional tools available to everyone through the 2CC application. We have a beta version of this app, and Arran the co-founder of 2CC, will be able to live demonstrate it for you. But now I would like to introduce to you Anil, who will give you an insight into the world of trading cryptocurrencies. He will talk about market direction and will give you tips about trading on exchanges. But the most interesting topic he will cover is the topic of augmented intelligence. So please welcome Mr. Anil Kumar.
Thank you, Oksana. Wow, what a great audience. I guess some of you are here, or most of you are here, because of the kind of exciting news that DAS coin is going to be on the blockchain tomorrow, on the exchanges tomorrow. And that's what first led us on this journey. Because as traders, we want to trade something that is on exchanges. We like the fact that when markets go up, we can make money, and when the market goes down, we can make money. Let's go right way. Whoops. So, what is trading? I guess a lot of people have a go at trading because it is interesting for lots of different reasons, because it's the lure of making money at home or sitting at home and clicking and making money, right? That's kind of alluring. But it is tough, and if you don't know what you're doing, you know, it can be a very, very quick way of losing lots of money. So you actually have to educate yourself to make sure you know what you're doing. I'm not going to go too much into, you know, the properties of cryptocurrency. We've had some great speakers talking about blockchain and the value proposition that it can, you know, present now and in the future. My main topic is going to be about speculation. As a trader for 20 years, you know, my whole, during that period is about where do markets move? Do they go up? Do they go down? And how can I make money? How can I speculate on this? Whatever it is, it doesn't matter what I trade. But cryptos have quite a unique allure to me as a trader, my team's trader, because of its sheer volatility. Now, you might think volatility is something you should be scared of, but actually, as a trader, we like volatility, providing we can manage it and providing we know what we're doing. So you have to kind of decide what kind of trader you are. Are you a short-term trader? Are you a long-term trader? Are you a buy and hold trader? Do you trade derivatives, arbitrage? All these things you kind of have to work out when you embark on trading. I mean, it's quite exciting in a way because many of you will have access, you know, with your coins to start trading them. But, you know, what are you going to do? Are you going to try to trade short-term movements, or are you going to try to wait for the long term? And that really does depend upon your own perspective, and everybody has a different perspective. Some people like to trade just for a very, very short period of time, an hour, 2 hours, sometimes even less. Some people just want to hold, and that's it. They don't want to do anything else but just let it grow over time, and that's also, you know, a strategy. So you have to understand what strategy you're applying. And then really, at the beginning of the year, we've had derivatives come onto the crypto scene with the Chicago Mercantile Exchange and SIBO offering futures contracts. And that event by itself actually has led a lot of professionals to start looking at cryptocurrencies as something that they can actually include in their portfolio. Because portfolio traders always look to see how they can hedge their position. They don't like to take outright positions. So for the first time in cryptocurrency land, with CME futures, we can actually start hedging our cryptocurrency trades, and that's become very, very interesting. And arbitrage is something that a lot of people got very interested in because, as we know, price differential on different exchanges presents opportunities. Some of you who do trade cryptocurrencies will see price differentials of several $100s from one exchange to the other. And it's how to harness that and take advantage of price on one exchange to another exchange. And that's a methodology in itself. So you have to kind of decide, a place to buy cryptocurrencies. Now, the other thing that's actually happened almost on the back of cryptocurrencies is FX companies starting to offer cryptocurrencies on their exchange. It should be recognized that they're not actual cryptocurrencies. They use a derivative called contract for difference. So if you do trade on Forex brokers, they tend not to be real cryptocurrencies. You don't take ownership of that particular currency. And we've heard a little bit about regulation and the fact that we are in a fast-moving environment where regulation is definitely going to, fall upon exchanges. And that's a good thing, by the way, because the last thing you want to do is trade on an exchange that's unregulated necessarily, because your funds are at risk, because anything can happen. At least with regulation, you have some form of protection from the local regulator. So regulation is a very, very good thing. KYC, AML, anti-money laundering, I should say, and know your client, all very, very important features. Although the purists of cryptocurrency trading love the anonymity, it's a good thing. However, it has its drawbacks, and the drawbacks are that the adoption isn't going to be there with this anonymous currency. So, it's an acceptance of the fact that, we're going to have regulations, we're going to have anti-money laundering regulations and KYC. So, all very, very important developments are happening, as we kind of speak. And one of the other things you do have to make sure when you are trading or having your coins on an exchange is, the protection of it. Everybody's heard stories that they've left their coins on the exchange and they've vanished and what have you. So storage is another important consideration you have to make. And if you're not trading it, take it off the exchange, leave it on, cold storage. So once you've decided what exchange you're going to use, and I'm kind of talking to people, please remember 10, 15 minutes isn't a lot of time for me to teach you how to trade, but I want to try to give you some perspective when your coins go on the exchange very soon. How do I buy? How do I sell? How do I do this? How do I do that? So I'm just going to give you a very, very quick, broad stroke, some of the orders that you're going to have to be faced if you want to buy and sell cryptocurrencies. So market orders are where and this is common phraseology on exchanges. If you place a market order, you are placing an instant transaction. When you press the button, your order goes straight in, whether it's to buy or to sell. But if you want to actually buy a particular currency at a particular price, you can place what's called as a limit order. A limit order is, again, a function of of your broker or the exchange, where you say, I want to buy here, but don't get me in the market until that level has been reached. So that's a buy limit order. And you can do the same if you have the ability to short a cryptocurrency, then you can place a sell limit order that says only, sell my cryptocurrency when it falls below a certain level. And then probably, an important feature that I would always suggest to people trading is, the stop order. Always manage your risk. Don't leave your positions without some sort of level of risk management. And I think that's something that, you either learn at the beginning or you learn through losing a lot of money. So you might as well learn it at the beginning. So when you go to the exchange, you're going to be presented, really, with charts. And as technical traders, charts will become your thing that you have to start understanding, the thing that will help you determine, your trading positions. But so what is a chart? Let's have a look at it. A chart is nothing more than a historical prices recorded over a period of time, whether it's over this period of time or that period of time. It doesn't really matter. You can select the time, how far you go back in terms of history, but all it is a record of what price was in previous, and probably some of you already know how to do that. But regardless of what you trade, market has three basic conditions. It's either in an uptrend, downtrend, or going sideways. So when you begin trading, or those of you who already trade will probably understand this, is knowing what market condition you're in is vital for when you are placing your trades, whether you are buying or selling for a short term, long term, or medium term. You need to understand what market condition you're in. And with charts, when you first presented with the chart, I was asked to keep this very, very simple. So I've tried to keep some of the terminology really simple. But when you look at a chart and you see these squiggly lines, you think, what the heck are they? Well, as I said, they're a historical record of what price was doing at a given period of time. And candlesticks is a common way that people can look at a chart and get some inference in terms of what actually happened on that day or whatever the time frame that candlestick was. So probably a lot of the people who have traded will recognize candlesticks very well. But what is a candlestick? It's not to be scared of in terms of its understanding. A candlestick is really a representation of what price was doing at a particular moment in time. If it's, let's say, a day candlestick, it's what price it opened, how high it went during that course of that day, how low it went during the course of the day, and what price it closed at the end of the day. That's all it's doing. And if prices close higher than they opened, then the candlestick will turn green automatically. And if the closing price was lower than the opening price, it will turn red. And so we class these as bullish and bearish. When it's a red candle, we're seeing bearish activity. When we see a green candle, we're seeing bullish activity. So what determines price movement? So we've seen the charts, they move up and down, but why does price move? And many, many factors go into what constitutes fair price at any given time. Things like, the circulating supply of a currency. As the circulation decreases, there's an element of, depending on how much is being traded, an amount of supply. But to meet that supply, there has to be demand, because if there's lots of supply and nobody actually wants to buy that, whatever that may be, a cryptocurrency, then prices will definitely fall to meet the demand. And it's only when the demand is met that prices can start increasing. So factors that include that affect price are things like circulating supply, demand, and how much volume is being traded on that particular cryptocurrency. If it's a very thinly traded cryptocurrency, then the volatility can be quite high. And that's why a lot of people trade Bitcoin, because the volume transacted on any given single day is increasing, and it's quite a large amount, as opposed to other cryptocurrencies where they may have a small amount of volume being traded. So the volatility is dependent upon the volume as well. Other factors that can affect price are things like announcements from companies or current companies that run cryptocurrencies. Is there new news announcements that's going to make the currency go up? Or if there's negative news, it may actually make the price go down. And general news, we all have heard sort of lots of negative news over the last 2 or 3 months. It swings and goes one way and the other. So news is another big factor that's affecting price quite a lot. And we've talked about regulation already. When regulation comes in, that's obviously going to have an impact on price of certain cryptocurrencies as opposed to other cryptocurrencies. So we looked at the charts, and remember, as a trader, what we're trying to figure out is the value of my cryptocurrency going to go up or is it going to go down? So we have to kind of use some basic methods to help us. So a lot of charting packages tend to have, indicators which you can overlay onto price and try to get some indication or inference on what might happen next. Moving averages, oscillators, volume indicators. I don't have time to cover too much detail of these. I hope you understand that. Momentum indicators. They can all be added on to help you understand, technically, is the price going to go up or down? The other factor you have to really take into consideration is risk to reward. Newbie traders tend to put everything on one cryptocurrency and hope that it will go up. That's not necessarily a good strategy, particularly from a professional point of view, but you should also trade like a professional. You shouldn't just guess that the market's going to go up or guess the market's going to go down. Smart traders will do analytics. They will try to figure out by doing research, by educating themselves, by getting access to professional tools that can help them determine what the probability of the market going up or down. And by the way, guessing is not a good strategy. When people start looking for strategies, they kind of go through the first phase, which is guessing. The second phase is looking at all sorts of indicators which might help them sort of determine price. And then they'll get fed up and say, let me try a robot. become very popular. You know, have this robot, and you put your feet up, and it will just print money for you. I guess everybody understands that's not reality, is it? Because the thing with robots is that although they are smart, they're also very dumb. They will only perform what they're asked to do. They can't take into consideration market conditions. You know, they're usually black box, you don't know what the rules are, and they will take orders, you know, regardless. Not regardless, but based upon the rules itself. And that some of that rules might work for some time, and it may not work. On the other side of robots is system trading. System trading is where you have abandoned guessing and said, right, let me see if I can work out a rule-based strategy that I can repeat over and over and over again. So I set myself some rules that I buy when this, and this happens, and I sell when this, and this happens, and when it makes this much profit, I take my profit, and I exit when it makes this much. So starting to build an idea. As Oxana mentioned, I've been trading for quite some time, and my speciality is I develop algorithms to identify price movements, whether they are short price movements or longer-term price movements. But I use a lot of mathematics to try to build a picture mathematically on what the probability, because again, another topic we've talked about is data. Having historical data is very valuable in terms of trying to analyze that data and try to mathematically look for patterns. And that's what I've spent years doing myself. But what I discovered in using algorithms is that if you apply algorithms with human intelligence, you perform much better. And what I mean by that is a topic that I really want to talk about is augmented intelligence. What is augmented intelligence? Augmentation is bringing two things together. So we've heard a lot about AI being everywhere. Well, AI is also a lot in trading floors and trading houses. But they have this, I've discovered really that they have this situation where they will just do the thing that they're asked to do. What I found was that when I applied human intervention to algorithms and I applied my system rules to algorithms, my performance increased. So that's why, you know, and my team have developed something that has an element of machine learning and adapted with human intelligence to give you an idea what is potentially going to happen next. Because as a trader, my whole preoccupation is what's going to happen next. So what 2CC did, 2Click Crypto did, is that we sat down and figured out what would be most helpful to people when they embark on trading. Is it just a robot that will probably work for a while and then it won't, and then it will, and then it won't? Or would it be something that they can utilize the technology of a robot, but have the ability to, with discretion and with intelligence, determine whether this is the right time to buy or not, with all that extra information that the algorithms are providing? So we've produced a desktop mobile application which we're going to make available to everybody. Aaron's going to demonstrate a live version of that in a few minutes. But let me just tell you some of its features. We all know, don't we, there's hundreds of cryptocurrencies that you can trade. There's hundreds. How do you identify which one to trade? How do you identify which one is the next one that's going to move? A machine is much better placed to look across all those cryptocurrencies and then try to present the best opportunities. I hope you would agree with that, rather than just look at every single currency and say, okay, yes, no, yes, no. We've kind of taken it a step further, that we allow our algorithms to search using market data and use our algorithms to identify the highest probability trades and then present them through via a scanner. So the scanner scans 1,000 or however many you want to put into the algorithms. It will scan them, and it will look for the 10 highest probability trades, and then you use your human intelligence, say, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And I think that's a much better way of trading than just using a robot that will just punch out regardless of what the market conditions are. So with that, I'd like to introduce Arran, who is going to show you a live demonstration of this application, and he's going to talk to you about the opportunity as well. Please come up, Arran. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks, Arran.
It's all ready for you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, just by a show of hands, I just want to see who has already a cryptocurrency exchange account. By a show of hands. Fantastic. That's almost all of you. Now, keep your hands up if you have more than one cryptocurrency exchange. Okay, fantastic. So, whilst we load up the application, okay, I just want to give you a bit more background on 2CC, 2-Click Crypto. It's around a 3-year project, around £1 million worth of investment, okay? And what you're about to see today is a live demonstration of the application. So you're very special, okay? And we're very, very excited to bring this to you. So I hope you guys enjoy it. You'll be seeing live price data. Okay, so there we have it. This is the application, 2-Click Crypto, okay? And what is happening right now is live market data is coming into this application, and the data is being processed. So the first thing I'm going to do is connect to one of my exchanges, okay? In this particular scenario, I'm connecting to Bittrex, okay? If I could just click off of that. Fantastic. So now I'm connected to Bittrex, and this is pulling my available balances, okay? So you can see here, I have some ADA, I have some Bitcoin, some Ethereum, and these are balances that are already on my Bittrex account, but I've plugged that in through my API keys, my public and private API keys. Now, we can see on this particular currency, which is Ethereum versus Bitcoin, some data, something that the algorithm is giving to me. And I can see the 4 proprietary algorithms we have. Okay, they are called, you can see there, phase, polarity, power, and pulse. Okay, they're our own mathematical indicators we have. So here I can see the polarity is down and the power is down. Now, at the moment, this cryptocurrency is not one that I want to look at. Okay, so what I would do is I will click on the scanner and pull up the top 10 cryptocurrencies. Okay, now this is live price data. Okay, and they are showing me the top 10 that I should be looking at. So at the moment, nothing looks great. So what I will do is I will change the time frame I'm looking at. So at the moment, I'm looking at a 4-hourly algo. I can change that to a daily algo. So this is more for my longer term trading, my sort of buy and hold strategy, if you will. And I can click the scanner again and pull up. And nothing's really sort of shouting out to me. But one that I may want to start looking at is NEO versus Bitcoin. So if I click on that. Fantastic. Okay, so that's now popped up. So you can also see on the left-hand side, okay, the charts. So if I would like to do any technical analysis alongside of these algorithms, I have the opportunity to maybe plot support and resistance, some Fibonacci's, some trend lines. But essentially, what I can see at the moment that the algorithm is showing me is that the polarity is positive, okay? However, the power is down, and the pulse is also up. So this may not be a currency I want to trade. But a couple of days ago, when we saw that sort of burst in Bitcoin, that burst in Ethereum, we actually had some signals, and I took them. It's a very powerful tool. And I'm very, very excited to be showing you this for the first time. And we will be making this available. So keep your ears out, because I will show you how to get hold of that. So I just want to jump back to the slides now and just sort of show you how you can get access to this. So we're offering you guys an ICO. Okay, we're starting its private sale in the beginning of May. Okay, and the only way to get access to this application, okay, is through a utility token. It'll be on a month basis, okay, and the starting cost will be $1. So you will put in 2CC tokens at the value of $1 per month to get access to what you just saw. Okay, there's still some UX development to be done, but we're definitely on the way to achieving it for our private sale. At the moment, the standard is built on the Ethereum blockchain, but we've had a few conversations at the back, and some of the founding team of DAS are sort of persuading us to maybe move away from that for various reasons. Our market cap is 20 million USD, okay, and we'll be issuing 150 million tokens, okay? So just a little bit about where we're going. In terms of ICO. So on May the 14th, we have our private sale. June the 7th, we have our pre-ICO. And in September, we'll be releasing the fully functioning working app. Okay, we'll also be doing the main ICO then. But more importantly, more excitingly, in 2019, okay, that's really when the development of the product starts kicking in. We'll be releasing the ABE, which is the algo building engine, where you'll be able to customize these proprietary algorithms to how you wish to have them. So I know there's some developers in the crowd, so that'd be a great tool for you guys to actually customize these bespoke algorithms. We have machine learning and an AI module, okay? Very exciting. We've partnered with some great people for this. We have a backtesting module. So once you've actually created your algorithm, you can run it back on historical price data across all of these coins, okay, and see what produces you the best outcome. 2CC community. Once you've created these algorithms, you can then lease them out to the community and be rewarded in 2CC coins. And arbitrage. I asked you earlier how many people have multiple exchanges. Who's giving you the best price for Bitcoin? Who is giving you the best price for DAS coin? Okay? With this page that we're going to produce on this app, we're going to have all the different prices that you'll be able to buy and sell in different places and pick the best opportunity. So I want everyone to write down in your phones or take pictures, okay? We're very, very excited. Please check out our website. Please register for this private sale. I'll give you all a minute to take a picture. Thank you very much. 2cc.io, okay? Our private sale is commencing on the 14th of May, okay? We have a 50% discount on this ICO, so it's very exciting for us. We're gearing up for a lot of contributions, so make sure it's put in your diary. And we have our pre-ICO and ICO dates. Does this sound exciting? Yes, thank you. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening to us with 2CC. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Thank you very much.